Hey guys, welcome back to Katie's Book Nook. My name is Katie, and I am actually filming a video again. It's amazing. I just wanted to do a quick video for Friday Reads, and I did get a box today from Book Outlet, so I'll talk about that in a little bit. It is January 6th officially. I think that's today. So Christmas season is officially over, so all I have to do this weekend is take down this guy, which is a little bit sad. But I'm excited to kind of get my apartment back. So take down my tree and read. And that's pretty much all I have planned all weekend. And I am very, very happy, for that. Because the best thing to do when it's snowy outside is to read a book. So just really quick, what I'm planning on reading this weekend. Hopefully I'll get to all of them. I've been reading The Sweetness at the Bottom of the Pie. This is by Alan Bradley. It's a Flavia de Luce mystery. This is kind of a cozy-ish mystery. It takes place in England in 1950. The protagonist is, she's 10, 11? She's 10 or 11, and her name is Flavia, and she lives in the English countryside with her father, her two sisters, and their household staff. Flavia de Luce's family is, aristocratic, and she is a chemist, and she loves science, and that's really cool. That's a really cool aspect of this book. I don't love when kids are narrators unless it's, meant to be a kid's book. I think when kids are narrators of adult books, it sometimes takes a little bit of an adjustment. Give me Harry Potter, give me Percy Jackson any day, but this is meant for adults, and my phone is really loud. This is meant for adults, and, the protagonist is 10 or 11 years old. But anyway, so I'm about halfway through. So far in this story, Flavia hears her father arguing with somebody, and the next day someone turns up, dead on their property. That's the Cliff Notes version of this. So far, it's pretty good. It's interesting, but it's not a fast read. I'll read a little bit, I'll put it down, I'll read a little bit, I'll put it down. I've been kind of, I don't want to say trudging through this because that's not really the right words, but I've been trying to get through this for about a week and a half, since probably right around New Year's. And I like it, I really, really do, but I think I was just reading so much before Christmas that I kind of took a little bit of a step back. I mean, the books that I've read lately are a lot of either cookbooks that I kind of just went through, and some graphic novels, and easier novels, I guess I should say. But I like this. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue with the series yet. I think it depends on the resolution of the story. But this I want to finish hopefully tonight. It's about not even 5 o'clock yet, so hopefully I'll get through this evening. This one should definitely be a quick read. This is Lauren Graham's memoir, Talking as Fast as I Can, from Gilmore Girls to Gilmore Girls and everything in between. I love Lauren Graham. I love Gilmore Girls. I love the way she writes. I love the way she talks. So, considering it's like a collection of, their vignettes and it's like essays almost, I think I'll be able to get through this pretty quickly. And I've read her fiction book, which, Someday Maybe, and I enjoyed it. It wasn't my favorite, but the fact that Lauren Graham wrote it, made me like it a little bit more than I think I would have. But I do like her writing style, so this should be pretty entertaining. This is my friend's copy, so there's no dust jacket, but this is The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. I've heard lovely, wonderful things about this book, and all I know is that it's very compelling. It takes place during World War II in, I think, Paris, and it's just supposed to be wonderful. The end papers are beautiful in this book. I like going into books like this blind. A lot of my friends have read it and absolutely love it, so this is definitely something I want to get to. And if I have time, I would like to pick up Belgravia, by Julian Fellowes. Again, this is the author, or I guess he's the developer of Downton Abbey. So I would like to see how he writes fiction books compared to television shows. So, it should be good. Hopefully it'll be interesting. Yeah, so those are my Friday Reads books. They could change. I might walk through, my bookcases tomorrow when the tree's down and be like, oh, actually I wanted to pick this up, which has happened before and probably will happen again. A lot of the books that I set out to read, I don't end up reading when I want to initially read them, because I apparently have no attention span. So yeah, those are the books that I'm just intending on getting to. Now, this is my unboxing from Book Outlet. Now, Book Outlet and I have a love-hate relationship. On my end, I don't know how Book Outlet actually feels about me, but I love that like online store because I'm not sponsored by them. They don't even know that I exist. I'm not sponsored by them at all. But just the fact that you can find all these really great books for cheap, you have to search for them. But I found so many books there, and I've spent so much money there. So over Christmas week, they had a Boxing Day sale, so the day after Christmas until I think it was like the 28th or the 29th, and I bought books. So this is box 1 of 4 that will be coming. So just really quick, some of these I bought on a whim. So I know bare bones about some of these books. So I own by Marie Rakowski the first book, Winter's Curse. So I bought the second and the third. So they don't match. The series and the set that I have do not match. But as you guys know, as I've said before, I like to read trilogies and duologies in kind of one go. So I have the Winter's Curse in the original paperback cover. This is the Winter's Crime in like the remarketed paperback cover, and this is the finale in the trilogy, The Winter's Kiss, in the original hardback. I don't love that they don't match, but what can you do? If they are good, I'll keep them. If I don't like them and they are appropriate, I will bring them to my classroom. Otherwise, maybe I'll donate them to the library. I'm not really sure. But I have the second and third book in that trilogy. This cover is atrocious, and I didn't realize how ugly it was until after I bought the book. But I love this movie. It's Somewhere in Time, and see how ugly that is? It's so weird. Ugh. By Richard Matheson, who I didn't know he wrote I Am Legend too. That's interesting. This movie is with Christopher Reeves and Jane Seymour, and it's about a guy that goes back in time and falls in love, and it's just like such a beautiful, like, romantic movie. Sometimes you just need a little bit of a rom-com. It's not even a comedy, I guess. It's more of a drama. But it's and the soundtrack is beautiful. The score is beautiful. So I didn't really know that it was a novel until I saw it on Book Outlet. So I picked it up. It was very cheap. So yeah, I just wish the cover wasn't so ugly. I know I shouldn't complain. I paid like nothing for this, but still, ugly. Okay. Then I got One Summer, America 1927 by Bill Bryson. I like Bill Bryson. I've read a couple of things by him. He just has a very humorous style to his writing. I like that he writes narrative nonfiction. I'm not a big nonfiction reader, and I'm trying to get more into nonfiction, but it has to be a narrative format, or like some sort of pretty coffee table book, because otherwise I'm not going to read it. But this is really interesting to me. Now, in 1927, that was the year my grandpa was born, so that's part of the reason why this appealed to me. It was a big changing year for our country. I mean, even on the back, they talk about Charles Lindbergh, they talk about Al Capone, Babe Ruth, was hitting all of his home runs. The Jazz Singer had just come out, the first talkie. So there was a lot of stuff going on in the country culturally, politically, and even scientifically. So this should be very, very interesting. I got Moll Flanders by Daniel Defoe. This is a classic that I haven't read and don't know much about. I think it's about, I think Moll Flanders she's born in like a bad situation, and it's how she kind of redeems herself. I used to read classics all the time when I was in high school and college. I was the weirdo that I read classics, and I read Harry Potter, and that was pretty much it, and a couple of historical fiction books here or there. But this is one that I haven't read, and I haven't read anything else by Daniel Defoe. And the introduction is by Virginia Woolf, which is kind of cool, because I did not know that, but it takes me to my next book, which is The Hours by Michael Cunningham. This is like 3 different narratives going on at one time. So it follows Virginia Woolf, the author, while she's writing Mrs. Dalloway, a character named Clarissa Vaughn, who is a good friend of a poet dying from passing away in modern-day New York, and Laura Brown, in a 1949 Los Angeles suburb, who slowly begins to feel the constraints of a perfect family and home. So it's like 3 different women who are going through different things in their lives, and it's broken up into their little narrative chapters, and I've heard good things about this. I also know that it is a movie. I'm really glad I got this cover and not the movie cover, not to say that, it's a terrible cover, but it's kind of nice to see something like this. Okay? Then, this I bought blindly, but one of my friends said it was really good. She has good taste in books, so I picked it up. It's Church of Marvels by Leslie Parry. I believe it's like one of those, circus books that was very popular a couple years ago. Turn of the Century New York, which is kind of my jam. Yeah, I know it's a beautiful cover. My friend liked it, and she has excellent taste in books. We have a lot of things in common when it comes to books. And it was cheap, so I bought it. And finally, I bought Among Others by Jo Walton. I've never read anything by Jo Walton, but I've heard wonderful things. She has written a book that is like a comedy of manners with dragons, so I'm interested in that. But this is the one that they had on Book Outlet. It's about a girl who is raised by a mom, her mother, who is a little bit crazy, and might have some access to magic, and how she has to like cope in the world when her mother is gone. So she's sent to a boarding school, and it's basically how she copes with that. All of these books are kind of wintry reads, like in my opinion, so I am excited to pick those up. I know I've said excited a bunch of times. I think that's like a booktuber requirement to be excited about everything that you have. But yeah, that's my unboxing so far. So that's book box 1 of 4. My Friday reads. What are you guys reading this weekend? Do you have any plans? Are you going to get snow where you are? I'm pretty excited. We haven't had any snow really yet at all. It was supposed to snow last night, and like we were supposed to get an inch, and it was just a dusting. So that was a little bit disappointing. So here we are. So just comment down below what you're reading, if it's supposed to snow, and I will see you all soon. Bye.